Check it out, man. Some people ask me how did I go from being a crip to being a blood to and all this old shit. Now, if you guys go to my catalog, y'all see, you know what I'm saying, see where, it happened and why it happened and shit like that. But I got a book coming out, and it's more in detail in a book. But try to be as quick as I can. But I got into an altercation with some of my own folks, some Crips one time, and it was serious in an altercation. And dudes is way bigger than us and shit. And I was all right, but seeing my cousins after my altercation, seeing his face like to thank these guys and jump my cousin and shit. And he was hella small, these dudes was hella big. And maybe he really didn't get jumped. I don't know. I could see one dude just really doing something because them niggas was big. But, just seeing his face after, and it just changed my whole get down. Next day, I came in my hood wearing nothing but red. You know, tan dickies. I had a red rag on both fists, red rag hanging them out of my red pocket, red rag Aunt Jemima style on my head. And I had my partner Twan's red Cortez on. He used to wear my blue Cortez and shit, and I had some red Cortez. And I used to wear his red Cortez every now and then. Every now and then I used to wear some red and shit. And but that day I showed up in the hood early in the morning. I was the only nigga out there. Showed up early in the morning, and a couple of my folks came, they posted up with me and shit. And but they didn't stay long because they knew, man. They knew, man, because I came ready, man. I came ready to motherfucker, ready for war and shit like that. And I just wonder what the niggas thought when they see me that day in all red, because they never had seen me like that. You know what I'm saying? And I had red rag. I was ready. I was ready for war. I was ready, and I was done with the crippin' and shit. Kind of, but not really. But I was just showing these niggas that did what they did. That it's on and cracking. It's on and cracking. And so my boys, like I said, they've been trying to get me to red rag already. I was around a lot of Norteños, and I was around a few Bloods in the hood, and so they was trying to really get me to red rag already, and I held out. My crew started out as selling some dope, and we started out. That's how Bedrock started out, and they graduated toward the red. But when I went to prison, because I wasn't really banging. I never really bang like that. You wouldn't see me, flashing on those dudes for wearing blue and all that old shit. Don't get me wrong. I gave it up to my folks every now and then, threw up the B, the P or whatever you want to call it, to my folks every now and then and shit. So whooped with them and shit like that. But I wasn't really, on it like that. I remember coming back home in '90, well, first of all, I went to prison for a homicide case. This is right after the incident with some of my own folks, the Crip dudes and shit out in my area. And went to the jail for homicide, and my niggas went to YA, and they started Bedrock in YA. I mean, the Blood in YA. They were sending me letters, pictures drawn up and shit like that. That's the new thing. We finna bang this Blood shit and all this old shit. And I was in the county jail, and I wasn't really totally all the way with it, but I was checking them out. I remember when I got out, I went to Oklahoma, came back, I had a blue Regal. Them niggas like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? We banging reds over here now. We ain't with all that no blue shit over here no more. They're serious about it, right? The Crips kind of smashed down on the niggas and shit, made the niggas turn into monsters and shit like that because of the situation. And they was always trying to smash down on niggas and shit, but and made niggas turn into some monsters. And so when I first went in the penitentiary, crazy shit, man. Real quick, true story, man. Well, when you first get up in there, I told them I'm a Blood. Really, I'm not really bleeding like that. You know what I'm saying? I told them I'm Blood because I was really, to be honest, I was kind of nervous. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of nervous, didn't know what to do. My first time in prison and all this old shit. I just told them I was a Blood. And so they put me in a blood pod and shit like that. And I was around these niggas. My partner Ill was there from Stockton. I think he was claiming South Mob. A couple of cats from LA, a couple of cats from Sacramento and shit like that. And it was just, and everybody was going around, where you from, and everybody was calling their set, this is 1200 block, this Bedrock, so whatever the fuck, niggas, everybody was calling out their sets. And there was one nigga in the corner just quiet than a motherfucker. Nigga just quiet. And they like, and this is the blood pod and shit. So everybody kind of, you know what I'm saying, affiliated in this pod. You know what I'm saying? And say, homie, where you from? You know what I'm saying? And we was in Tracy, California. Say, homie, where you from? And this nigga said, this is Fireball on mine, blood. And I was tripping. Everybody started laughing and shit like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? This is Fireball on mine, blood. And we just kind of laughed it off and left the nigga alone because he seemed kind of touched and crazy. But you know what I'm saying? He bled. You know what I'm saying? He said, this Fireball on mine. And so, real quick, for the longest, I didn't know what he was saying until later on I found out what he was saying. I thought he was saying fireball, like the drink, fireball, but he was saying fireball. Firebauga. It's a sound in town in Central California where, a town in Central California called Fireball. And that's where he's from. You know what I'm saying? Something close to Fresno area, Fireball. And that's what he was saying. This fireball on mine, blood. You know what I'm saying? Had everybody rolling. What the fuck, this nigga? But, that was that story. So, so they put me in a cell with this Oak Park nigga, man. This Oak Park nigga, big light-skinned nigga. And if y'all go back to my catalog, y'all see the story where I said the nigga tried to punk me out the bunk. He tried to punk me out the bunk because I had the bottom bunk, he had the top bunk. You know what I'm saying? When they assigned this to us, you know what I'm saying? This big old light-skinned nigga. And almost had to get with this nigga, man. But he bowed that thing down. I can't say he was scared or nothing, but that nigga didn't want nothing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got my back against the wall, nigga. Get ready to do something to the nigga. And but yeah. Nigga was kind of touched in the head. Nigga was crying over this female and shit. Charlene. Nigga was just wild, man. Old ass nigga to me, had a great face and shit. He was 35 and that was old to me then. He kept saying, put that on the B, blood. Put that on the B. That's kind of first time I heard motherfuckers saying put that on the B type shit. And he was, put that on the B, blood. Put that on the B, blood. Kept saying that. And then he asked me a question like, what do you want to be when you get out here? He asked me something like that, similar to that. And I said, nigga, what I don't want to be is 35 years old like you. And this motherfucker talking about put that on the B, blood. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga got mad at the motherfucker. Nigga from Oak Park, big light-skinned nigga. I ain't gonna call out his name. But they ended up moving him somewhere else and shit. And they moved this Kumi nigga. I mean, not Kumi, but this BGF nigga in the cell with me. Now, if y'all don't know BGF, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't need to know. You know what I'm saying? This Jama nigga in the cell with me. And he laced in my boots. He's like, youngster, man. You told me it was a blood, man? I'm like, yeah, man. I said, man, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get up on the paperwork, man. You don't need to be on the paperwork, man. You seem like a cool, down-ass motherfucking brother, man. You don't need to be on the paperwork. You seem sharp than a motherfucker. That paperwork going to follow you, man. You get in any trouble and that paperwork going to follow you. I'm going to let this go and I'm going to get back to you. I got to answer this call.
Now, the other side of that is, well, when he told me that, he told me, that the shit was going to cause me some problems, put me under paperwork, telling the jailers that I was a blood and all this old shit. And he was telling me, man, you got to keep your shit on the low. If you use a Damu, can't nobody change that. You know what I'm saying? So, but what you don't need to be on some paperwork, nigga. Because that paperwork going to follow you, nigga. And every time you get in some trouble, nigga, they going to bring that paperwork up. And, you're going to be on the gang files and all that shit. So he schooled me right and all that old shit. I listened. So when I got to the next prison, now I was in reception. Now I didn't tell y'all, but in reception you go, that's just a place where they evaluate you, just check out and see what other prison they're gonna send you in California. So they sent me to Mule Creek. When I got in Mule Creek, I remember what the dude said about the paperwork and all that old type of shit. And he was a cool brother, the Jama brother, BGF brother, cool brother. I forgot his name, but he was a cool brother, OG brother. He probably about 40 or 50 then, and I was only 20 something, probably 20, But so when I got to Mule Creek, I'm riding on the bus. It's a couple of LA niggas, couple of Mexicans, Southsiders, couple, a little bit of everything up on the bus, coming with me from Tracy, going to Mule Creek. So we got to Mule Creek, they put us in a hole. Now, when we first get to Mule Creek, we get our bed rolls and shit like that. It takes some hours and shit like that. Then they walk us, through the facility, through all these gates and shit like that. We got our bed rolls on our shoulder, some Zuzas and Wham Whams. They gave us, you know, some toothpaste and all that old tooth powder and all that old type shit. Some soap, you know, some shit to get you by till you get your shit. So when I, well, you know, we walk to the hole. So we walk in, you know what I'm saying, we go into the hole, and when we first get on the hole, there's some benches up in there, you know, like, you know, when people watching baseball, them tiered benches and shit like that. They set us all on the bench, told us to put our bedrolls over there, and they're going to put us on the benches and evaluate us and see where they're going to place us and shit like that. You know, so we all got on the benches and shit like that. Mind me, I don't know nobody know me and shit like that. And on my mind, I'm a little nervous, you know, again, my first time in prison. And I'm remember what this Kumi guy said. I already told him I was a Blood and Tracy. Now I'm at a different place. How I'm going to clean this shit up. So they going around asking everybody. Well, the jailers are going around asking everybody, you know, where you from, who you affiliated with, and all this old shit. You know, they got to one Southsider. I'm a Southsider, you know what I'm saying? I'm housed with the Southsiders, and that's it. You know, or some Border Brothers. They got to the Norteño. I'm a Norteño. I can be housed with the Norteños. You know, or then that's it. You know, they got to this brother from Oakland. Now this brother was 415, but they called Kumi. If y'all don't know what that is, you know, y'all don't need to know. But he was 415, you know, and so they got to him, and he was like, I'm from Oakland. And all this old shit, you know, I can be housed with the Bloods, the Up North car, and all this old shit, but I don't want to be housed with no Crips. I don't like no Crips, but don't get along with no Crips, and all this old shit. Put a 10 on it and shit. And they're like, okay. So, and I'm looking behind me, it's this Crip dude. He's from LA. I forgot where he was from, but this motherfucker was steaming hot when the brother said that. So they got to the Crip dude. When they got to me, well, they got to the Crip dude, you know what I'm saying, and they like, where you from? You know what I'm saying? I'm from so-and-so hood. I'm just a Crip, all this old shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be housed with the Crips and all this old shit. And he was mad. He said they with a lot of authority because he mad at the brother for saying all that other shit, right? So when they got to me, I listened to what the brother said, and I said some shit like, I'm from Modesto up north. You know, I can be housed with anybody up north. You know, we don't fuck with the Crips like that, you know what I'm saying? But I can be housed with the Bloods and all this old shit. Anybody from the Bay Area, because we fuck with the Bay Area and shit like that. So, you know, make a long story short on that, they, you know what I'm saying, they put us in a hole for like a night or two, then they shipped us to another area, and they put me in a cell with this nigga with from 2 P's and a B. And what y'all don't know, that's Pacoima Piru Bloods. If y'all have heard of this cat, call himself Whack 100, you know, he from 2 P's. Pacoima Piru Bloods, it's this hood out in the valley in L.A., called, well, it's this city or this town called Pacoima, and they got 2 P's and a B, Pacoima Piru Blood. And this nigga in the cell, this nigga was quiet the whole motherfucking time, right? Well, they put me in the cell with the guy from 2 P's and a B. Mind me, I told him I wasn't shit, but, you know, you can house me with Bloods. So they put me with the Bloods. And so, real quick on this story and shit. Real quick on this story, and I'm going to try to end this. Well, that was my story on, you know, how I ended up, you know, kind of like, you know, fucking with the Bloods and not. So I'll get back to that story on the cat that there was some 2 pieces of funny ass story. That's a whole story in itself. So, you know, they, you know, after that, when they put us put me in a cell with the Pacoima dude, you know what I'm saying? It was just another evaluation cell and shit like that, quarantine cell, whatever the fuck what you do. You're in there for like a couple of weeks. You can't go to the yard. You can't get your Zuzu Wham Wham. Somebody sent you some shit or nothing until, you know what I'm saying, you get finished getting evaluated and shit. And so, you know, make a long story short on that, you know, I was in there for a week and shit like that or two and shit, and they sent me to the cell with this old ass motherfucker from France that killed his wife and her strange boyfriend or whatever the fuck whatnot, you know. But the Bloods had already known I was there. They came and checked on me and already I don't know how they knew I was a Blood and all that old shit. But, you know, in the penitentiary, you know, I fuck with the Bloods. When they go down, I'll go, you know what I'm saying, when they ride, I ride or whatever the fuck whatnot. But I wasn't on the yard giving up the B, all this old shit, you know what I'm saying? Talking that big and back, being bull, all that old bullshit. Gotta wear everything red, because on my mind was I gotta, you know, come in here and change my mindset, you know what I'm saying, so I can get out a better person. I didn't go in on the bullshit, but you got a lot of motherfuckers in there going there banging hard in the motherfucker. I wasn't on that level. I was on some other shit, trying to get my books right and all this old shit. You know, when I was in Tracy, I tried to get with the Muslims, but just like Malcolm X going to Mecca, you know, on the streets, I was fucking with the fruit, you know what I'm saying, the nation and shit like that. And they on some die white man die shit. So when I got to fucking Tracy, you know what I'm saying, there was some 5%ers up there, white motherfuckers, Mexican motherfuckers and everything, and I got kind of confused and shit like that. So I'm like a little confused, like, this ain't for me, fuck it. You know what I'm saying, got into Christianity was too much, like, this ain't for me, fuck it. So when I got to Mule Creek, I ended up meeting Geronimo Pratt. The brother Geronimo Pratt schooled me real tight, you know what I'm saying, shot me some books, you know what I'm saying. First book he shot, well, first thing he shot me was the history on religion, and then he shot me some the ISIS papers, and then he shot me a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying. Started directing me all kind of ways to free my mind and other stuff to read, like The Unseen Hand, The Pale Horse, and all these books, man, to blow your motherfucking mind. And it took my mind on a whole different level, and I've been woke ever since, you know what I'm saying. And so, you know, I was bleeding in the penitentiary, but I really wasn't bleeding that hard. But if the Damus got into it, you know what I'm saying, you know, I rolled with them, you know what I'm saying, and they knew the business. But I was kicking it with the Asians. I had a couple of cats that I knew, you know, that I fucked with. I didn't really know them on the streets, but their crew ran with my crew, the Bahalana gang, the BNGs. They ran with our crew. You know what I'm saying? So I seen a couple of BNGs in prison, some Filipino cats, so I started running with them cats and shit. Up in the penitentiary, and the Bloods was kind of weird, like, how you get to chill with the Asians? I'm like telling them niggas, I know these niggas from the streets, them niggas are right. I don't really know y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? So they was kind of acting weird towards me and shit like that, but I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I did my time like that, man. And so that was my story on that. I never was fully a Damu all the way, but I fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? But when I was crippin', when I was young, I was serious crippin'. You know what I'm saying? But I got out of that. I told y'all what happened. A guy jumped, changed my whole mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I've been kind of flaming ever since, man. And that's my story on that. I hope y'all like that. Rock Beat, 3 on the Tree. Check me out. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all the brothers out there who held me down when I was locked down. All the Damu brothers held a nigga down. Big Ray Oak Park. DP from Del Paso Heights. Big Papa, Lil Papa, Oak Park, you know, B-Walk, 135 Compton, Piru, Big Bruno, Pasadena, Denver Lane, hey Denver Lane, hey Denver Lane, whole bunch of motherfucking other cats, J-Way, Shiny Roo from 2Ps and a motherfucking B, and all the motherfucking Damus held a nigga down out in that motherfucker. Everybody from Compton, LA, everywhere that held a nigga down while I was up in that motherfucker. One love. Salute to all you rules. Oh, I can't forget my 415 homies, Big Troy Nevels. You know, J-Way again. You know, Big Tone. You know, Mac Mick. Worldwide. And all of my Jama cats who held a nigga down. Big Bear. You know, everybody, man. Everybody up in that motherfucker. Oh, I almost forgot my Skyline cats. Skyline Pyrus. What's up with y'all out there, man? All you motherfuckers out there, man. I hope everything's alright with y'all. All my Kumi cats, man. And, man, love y'all. Peace to all y'all. Hope everything's love. One love.